Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We are now back on schedule somewhat. Unfortunately, going to be skipping Vlad vs. Marlin for now, but we got Programmatic versus Flarebear for you, and this one is live. I'm Trev Athens here. With me, I got Dave Stereo.
Yo, what's going on, guys? And we also, we got the double face cam action going on right now. And we've got about like 20 seconds that separates these two runners in PBs, so we're looking for a pretty good race.
Yeah. It'll be good stuff to see.
It just
Yeah, it'll be very close.
Just saying, getting the file name situated here, making sure that the racers have not pre-recorded their runs.
Mm-hmm.
And things should be starting up pretty soon.
And yeah, with that, I mean, you are right about definitely right about the PBs being close together, but it seems that at least with these first 2 weeks for Flarebear, he's not been playing at the top of his game. He in his first two, like in week 1 and week 2, he got a 35-26 and a 36-11. So he's certainly struggling to get back on that Celeste grind.
And with that, we are off here. The race is starting. Got Flarebear trying to secure their first win in this season. And Programmatic going for win number 2. Things starting off smooth here in the prologue. Nice little hop, saving all the frames. Got good cutscene skip on Flare's side, and same for Programmatic. All right.
Nice.
Taking no early deaths today. Now it's time for the dashing. Alright, starting things off. Flare hits the spring corner boost. Very nice. Programmatic as well. Oh, Flare going for top route in the zipper room. Yeah, overshoots the zipper, unfortunately. Or doesn't get his dash back, is what happened.
Programmatic having trouble on that same screen, though.
Alright,
Taking different routes. Still troubles.
Pretty decent trade there in terms of deaths. Programmatic just taking a little bit more time to skip the first cutscene where IGT does not flow.
Holy.
It's like the reaction to half the strats.
I mean, it is that, and also how violent of a thunderstorm I have going on outside. So sorry.
Yeah. Hopefully you don't lose power.
There's that thunder. I don't know if you heard that, but there it was.
Got Flare lining up the spike jump. Oh, doesn't even go for the spike jump, goes for the corner boost strat. Love to see it.
Yeah, this is just what living on Long Island in the summer does to you. We get thunderstorms like every night because of being so close to the water, and it gets really hot. All the water goes into the air and then immediately comes down very quickly the next day.
Oh yeah. Programmatic was able to take a 5-second lead over Flare because Flare unfortunately missed the final wall jump to line up the last room before the cutscene skip. But anything can happen in this race. Got a nice little RTA sync.
Yeah. I think we'll be dealing with the same issues as we had with the first race, unfortunately, especially because Steve is our streamer is saying that right now we can't sync streams at all, really. So we're just gonna have to deal with the timer desync as it is, and just keep note of little, like little markers. But they are pretty much in sync screen-wise, so it's giving us a pretty clear view of who is in the lead. So we got Programmatic in the lead by about 5 seconds, while they are very much in sync RTA-wise.
Yeah, I was going to say what's going to be the first major thing to break this sync. But Flare having just slightly cleaner movement, it seems.
Yeah, different strats going on these screens, but overall, they're still maintaining the distance between each other.
Alright, final key screen here. Players making it through smooth, as well as Programmatic. Alrighty. No disasters in the battling section.
Yeah.
Alrighty, and the last of the Dream Block movement goes good for both players. Both players starting the Awake section now. Player with a slight little hiccup allows Programmatic to pull ahead. Finishing out at a 3:33, and Flair with the early cutscene skip. Ouch. Not the worst mistake you could have. Yeah.
You hate to see it. 9-second difference coming out of chapter 2 there.
And onwards to chapter 3.
Yeah, now that we got duos going on, I can fall back to my color commentary stuff of knowing numbers.
Yeah, being the stats man.
Yeah.
Oh, Programmatic unfortunately taking a death on this first long room. Oh, taking another death in this first long room of the resort. This is the opportunity Flair needs. Okay, both players just moving on now. Everything seems to be going good so far. Player gets a nice corner boost in that room. See if Programmatic can hit it as well.
That one's gonna be loud.
And Programmatic gets the corner boost, all right.
I thought there's... Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay. I kind of wanted to hear it. I'm sorry.
Oh no. Honestly, I can't actually hear it through your mic.
Damn. It's fine. I get very excited about weather. It was.
Oh yeah, I trust you. It's been crazy over here recently, man.
Okay. Okay, so Flair gonna be hitting Oshiro. Gonna be starting out the huge mess.
All right, now let's see what time Flair hits this first button. See if we can get a gauge of the pace. All right, so Flair's gonna hit it at a nice 5:31. So let's compare that to Programmatic. Ooh, Programmatic with a quick spike jump setup. Love to see it. All right, and 5:30 and a half. So already, we're about like a half second apart.
Wow, yeah, we're really close. Flair managing to keep it tight.
Alrighty, both players having a pretty clean book section. Move on to the final towel section.
Oh! Flair messing up the screen in the laundry section of Huge Mess. Programmatic gonna be able to take it in at first try.
Okay, Programmatic makes up some nice time in that towel section.
Yeah, now definitely has increased that gap between him and Flarebear. Looking at about a 5-second gap, pretty much, because we could just use the timer desync yet again as an indication of what the gap actually is. Ooh, Flarebear messing up the keys.
And nice patience there to recover.
Mm-hmm.
So now we got both players coming up to the demo dash.
This could definitely determine who can keep the lead here out of chapter 3.
Let's
Oh!
Programmatic went for checkpointless? Or was that beforehand?
No, he took a death before he even got to the demo dash.
Oh no. And just like that, Flair is through, and Programmatic's through. Okay. This race, man.
So even though Programmatic was able to get Demo Dash in the first try, he just had trouble on this, you know, like the stuff coming up to Demo Dash. So that resulted in Flare getting a good, some good distance. I believe he's in the lead after that. We'll definitely be able to tell, given that he's, you know, we only got a few more screens to go in Chapter 3 now. Programmatic taking a death there.
Now, it's always very unnerving when you have a costly death like that in a race, but you gotta be able to reset yourself because there's a whole lot of game ahead of you.
Yeah.
Programmatic adjusting pretty well to that. As Flare is finishing up Chapter 3. Very nice finish. Say 8:20 on the clock. Alright, so Flarebear is going to be in the lead coming out of Chapter 3.
Yeah, and I'll just let everyone know. Yeah, this storm's on top of me. So if I cut out, you know why.
we all wish you the best of luck, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am safe in my home, but we'll see how the power does.
Yeah, hopefully it holds up.
Yeah.
Moving on to Chapter 4 here. Player's run's going pretty well so far. Let's see if Programmatic can make up some time by hitting this corner boost after the Grandma cutscene. Oh, loses ultra momentum. Unfortunately, can't get the corner boost, but still having swift movement through the screen.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Nice spike jump. Programmatic now on the Archie. Gets it on first try. Ooh, Flare messing up a little bit on some wall jumps here before the first auto-scroller. Gonna be going for the Ultra, misses it!
Ultra straight into the abyss.
Okay, second try. Oh, was looking good, but dashed up a bit too early.
Okay, and Programmatic making up the time here.
Oh, and now not landing the Ultra.
Alright, Flare, you just gotta keep your cool and reset. There we go.
There it is, finally able to get through it. But that has definitely allowed Programmatic to get closer to Flarebear.
Alright, Programmatic going for the dash jump strat off of the cloud in this room. Flarebear could make up a little bit of time by doing the bunny hop to skip one of those blocks.
Yeah.
Don't know what they're gonna go for in the race. Flare opting to use the cloud as well. So
Programmatic going for this Ultra on the second auto-scroller. Able to pull it off.
And Flare actually took a death in this screen, showing some frustration on the cam.
Okay, Flare now on the second auto-scroller. Let's see what he goes for. Gonna be going for the coin, just going for the extended hyper. Respectable.
Tried and true. Alright, Programmatic moving on to the cliff face heavy wind section. Oh, Flare, nice. Not getting the wall bounce, but adjusts and can make it to the bubble still. Oh, Programmatic trying to thread the needle with that Ultra to get to the third spring early, but takes a block to the face.
Yeah. We're still very close. Coming out of Chapter 4 now. We're on the last couple screens. Programmatic still going to be ahead, though. Going to be looking to get an 11:22 at the end of Chapter 4.
Alrighty, so one failed Bubs drop in Chapter 5 could even up this race.
Yeah, we're at a...
Because or it could lengthen it.
Yeah, we're at
the gap.
We're currently at a 20-second gap out of Chapter 4. Just about. It's a little bit over a 20-second gap. but not by much. I'm rounding. It's better in real
Alrighty.
time.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And 5A, let's see what happens. Here we go. Both players gained the reverse hyper off the dash block. Oh, but Programmatic taking a slight death. No, not a super costly one, but definitely the seconds add up. Let's see what kind of cutscene skips we get here. Player with the traditional cutscene skip. Let's see. Programmatic going for the setup. There we go.
Oh, looks good, yeah. Okay. Flare not liking his setup for the yeet, not even gonna attempt the dash block. Programmatic going for it, misses it. Okay, flarebear still working through 5A.
Okay, both players coming up to the tape room. Let's see what cycle Flare can get. All right, mate. Oh! Had the fast cycle, but didn't make it onto the pink block.
We're gonna get the RTA sync for this rhythm, for the consent room here.
Alrighty, man.
Wow, I think actually IL syncs as well. Around the same time for 5A, for both of them.
Okay, but it all comes down to this.
Yeah, the
I mean,
gap is... Yeah, the gap is still about the same. We're at 20 to 25 seconds between the two players. Yet again, as we get when RTA syncs happen, you can pretty much just go by what the timer desync is at to figure out the gap. So it's easy in some way. Oh, Flare gonna fail the bubs drop on the first try. Programmatic coming up on it now. He's gonna get it. That's gonna allow Programmatic to keep his lead and go be pretty and gain on that too. Flarebear gonna get it second try, having some trouble on the screen leading up to the bubs drop though. But both of them now actually having some trouble. I've said it before. The bubs drop is just the start of the troubles in 5B. So
Definitely.
So
just because it's one of the most difficult levels in the run, man. You know, all of these secret sections, the Theo sections coming up. This room that Programmatic's on, it's so long. If you take a death at the end of it, man, it is the worst.
Yeah. So we definitely still could see a bunch of things happen. This lead for Programmatic definitely isn't set in stone, as we are dealing with a lot of difficult screens, and we're seeing some faults in that stone that I'm talking about earlier.
But yeah, because Programmatic had slightly more of a trip up than Flare in the room after Bob's drop,
Ooh.
Flare's gap it's not really too bad, but yeah, Flare taking that death in the fast fall room.
Oh, good recovery.
Whew.
Okay, is
hot.
it gonna make it through that try? Yeah, good reaction time from Flarebear, able to make it out of there that time. But yeah, working through some crazy streams with manipulating Seekers. Flarebear not able to get that that attempt. And Programmatic now starting up the Theo screens.
And Flare is on his tail.
Yeah.
Programmatic in the gauntlet room.
Looking good so far. Oh, having a bit of trouble on the fourth Seeker. Is gonna be able to make it through. Flarebear dealing with it now. Looking good. Okay, Programmatic. Again, that Crystal Heart is going to be out of there at a 15:49. Flarebear, again at 16:15. So, 25 seconds.
Alrighty, nothing insurmountable going into chapter 6 and 7.
Yeah.
All right, Flare wasting no time going into Chapter 6. Programmatic taking just a short little breather. Let's see what happens. They both got leg skip coming up. Could be a bottleneck point in the run. I mean, at this point, players normally get it within the first 2 tries, but, you know, when you're on the spot in the race, and anything can happen.
Absolutely Programmatic on to leg skip. Gonna get that on the first try. He's very satisfied about that. You can see that in the cam.
Alrighty,
Okay.
both players having a pretty solid 6A so far.
Yep, Programmatic now starting out the hollows. I don't know why I nearly said Flad's name there.
We almost had a flat race.
Yeah, nearly.
Alright, Flarebear taking a quick death.
Always love this section of the chapter. It's very relaxing, despite all the hard stuff going on. I just mean like music-wise and whatnot.
Yeah,
Just
visually
atmosphere.
also.
Yeah, atmosphere-wise, it's very calming.
Yeah, minus all the spikes everywhere and
Yeah. Hey, they're pink. It's a good color.
Yeah. All right, Flare's going for bottom route here. Playing with the bumpers, taking a little feather movement. All right. Let's see what Programmatic decides to do here. Going top or bottom? Going bottom.
Getting the extended boost off of the bumpers. Flarebear hitting that grandma at 1847.
Hitting the grandma.
Talking to the grandma. Okay. Okay, it's a bit less violent. Expressions, okay? 1814. So it's gonna, yeah, it's about a 30-second gap. Going into this, these dev sections and the battle and boost that Flarebear is now coming up to.
Alright, both players getting nice dev-intended skips. Let's see how Flarebear does with the battle and boost setup.
Yeah. This is something that I've been saying can be pretty consistent for runners, but Flarebear was having some trouble with in previous weeks. Is able to pull it off this time.
You got Programmatic lining it up, and is good.
Nice. Nearly missed the cutscene skip and fell right into the spikes during the cutscene. One of the funniest things to happen.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so now we're just dealing with the battle and fight. Both players moving through it swiftly. No real hiccups, just yet Flarebear taking his time on that screen.
Yeah, I think Flare took a weird entrance into that screen. So I wanted to just adjust to the new cycles.
Right.
Yeah, Programmatic did make up a little bit of time on that. And
Flare not getting feather skip, but you know, it's not a huge deal because if you fail feather skip, you just end up in the feather. So
yeah, I might waste like half a second or something like that.
now we're in some of the longer screens of the battle and fight, so this is definitely points that we need to watch out for on both sides.
Yeah, the reverse ultra at the end of Flare's screen, the one he's setting up for right here, that can trip people up with the muscle memory.
Right.
Flare getting it really clean this time.
2107 on You're Not a Mountain Climber.
Okay. Sounds a good place to gauge.
Yeah.
Oh, Flare playing with the fireballs. Okay. Just dancing around him.
Okay, yeah, still about a 30-second gap between the two players as we're in this final section of battling. Programmatic in the lead. Flare finishing out this final screen of the battle in. Ooh, not gonna carry the momentum. He's still gonna stay alive.
Good recovery there. That's a spot you wouldn't want to take a death because you lose at least like 15 seconds repeating the entire screen.
Yeah, that would have been huge. Programmatic able to make it through there too. Now just finishing out chapter 6, doing this level up screen where we have 2 dashes. Okay, still really close. Flarebear gonna be finishing it out, getting a 2139. Sorry, I can't read. 2126 here at the end of chapter 6, going into Summit, and 2150.
So that's 24 seconds.
Add 10 to that.
Oh, math is hard. Okay.
It's all right. That's why I'm here.
But yeah, Summit being a 8.5 to 10-minute level.
Absolutely, yeah. I continue to say it. If there is, as long as there's less than a minute gap between the two players, it is really anyone's game going into Summit.
Seen quite a few players in this league struggle with, like, for example, the last screen of 2,500 meters. Seen plenty of deaths on that screen, and each of them are very costly.
Right. I'll also remind chat that we cannot sync the timers, unfortunately, due to some issues that some updates to some of the programs we use causes. So we're gonna have to deal with it as it is. But we'll keep you updated at each marker as much as I can. I kind of just missed Flarebear's changing into 500 meters there, so I don't necessarily know the gap, but it's about 30 seconds right now.
Yeah, we'll start at 1,000.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Alright, so both players having pretty clean 500 meter sections. Player's gonna get this cutscene skip at
56.
Okay.
Ooh, bit of trouble there for Flare. Gonna be fine though. 21.
Okay.
So Programmatic's still about 35 seconds ahead, as we're now dealing with the 1,000 meters and these Dream Hypers.
Speaking of Dream Hypers, Flare is nailing absolutely all of them.
Mm-hmm. Definitely an essential part to be able to do. Very important to pull off your Dream Hypers and at this level.
And Programmatic's entering the screen with the most Dream Hypers.
2444 on that cutscene skip going into 1500.
Alright, the screen that Flare is on, one of the longest screens of 1500.
2408. Math. We're still at 36 seconds.
Okay. Consistency. Alright, Flare nailing the Ultra Dash room.
Okay. Oh, Flarebear taking a death on the alley-oop. Gonna re-enter so that he has the Dust Bunny cycle into something he's used to. cutscene skip at like 25:45, I think. I got like some.
Yeah,
there.
it's about 45-46.
Yeah. And 05, so 40 seconds now between the two players.
Yeah, Programmatic making up a few seconds in that 1500. Oh, Flare barely reaching that wall.
Going for the auto scroller skip. Just one skip in the name. Oh, okay.
How you gonna do this?
Okay, yeah, this is a spike jump. Nicely done.
Okay, the saves.
Yeah, that save is doable, but it is so hard. It's so stressful to watch. Programmatic not gonna have to deal with that. Also choosing to just do the regular auto scroller skip.
Alrighty, Flare is gonna need Programmatic to take some pretty major mess ups in these next sections.
I mean, 2500 and 3000 are very difficult sections. It's certainly possible that things can be turned around. We're still less than a minute between the two players, so it's definitely still something to watch right now as we go into this. Okay, I got the mental notes here. Times. I didn't get the skip cutscene, but do have an idea for the landing of 2500. Okay, math. Okay, a second. Just under 50 seconds, I think.
Okay. Oh, Programmatic getting all of the momentum eaten on that corner.
Ooh, Programmatic having to deal with this, losing some dashes, able to recover it though. Now on key skip as Flarebear is on threading the needle, getting that first try. Door skip, working on it, gets that problem.
Alright, so at this point, is Flare gonna go for the wall boost strat? Okay, yep.
Yeah,
lines it
gets
up.
it. 2500 meters is actually a very common orb screen to die on in the league, so something you always gotta be watching out for. 20-23 on that cutscene skip for 3000 meters. Saying them out loud helps me memorize.
Oh yeah, same. Okay. Programmatic is free from 2500 meter and onwards to 3000. Final 30.
And that is a 33-second gap between the two players.
Okay.
We're still with Programmatic still in the lead.
Yeah, Flare was able to make up some time in that 2500 meter.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing having a pretty nice 3000 so far.
I think I did the math on it wrong for 2500 meters gap, honestly.
Okay.
with that in mind.
You know, we'll see the final desync when the race is over.
Right. But I know the math for this one was correct, so we're fine for going into for this 3000 meter section. We know the gap, and of course we can just start doing markers when they hit flags if we want to double check my stuff.
And so far, it seems like only Programmatic has had a slight death in this 3000 meter section so far. But now we're moving on to some of the longer flags.
Oh.
Okay.
Apparently my math was fine. I was just surprised that Flarebear made up that much time in 2500. That's the only reason why I was doubting it. Okay. Yeah, Flare now on the final 10. Ooh, gonna take a death on 9. Did take the flag, luckily, so not gonna be a huge death. Okay. So, hits the ground at 30-27 for flag 6.
And Programmatic took a very fast death on flag 10.
We'll be seeing flarebear finish first, but it's definitely going to be... This is definitely Programmatic's game to lose still, despite seeing flarebear finish first, RTA-wise.
Yeah, Flair's gonna need Programmatic to mess up on like flag 3 or something. It's just about the only thing that'll be able to do it.
Okay, I missed flag 6, but flag 5, yeah, looking like Programmatic it's still at least 20 seconds ahead of flarebear at that of where flarebear was at this time.
Okay, Programmatic. Nice angle dash, making it through. Okay, and Flair's final time is a 31:19. So yes,
this is close.
This is Programmatic's game to lose.
Hit in the middle of flag 2 right now. Looking at 34x if everything goes right.
All right, now very nice job from both players. Programmatic able to take the victory over flarebear, but
yeah, it's just a 35-second gap there. 34-second gap.
Love to see kind of races like that.
Yeah, it's great. That's flarebear, unfortunately not able to pull out the win. At current, now going to be sitting at 0-3 out of that race, but gets a good amount of points is definitely going to help him out. That's you know, bringing him definitely up from the 4 points that he was currently at out of the 2 weeks. Now he's going to be at, I believe, like somewhere in like maybe hitting 30, maybe breaking 30 points. So definitely keeping him in the running.
I was gonna say low death counts from both players. You know, only 4 deaths separated them, but yeah, Flair having just slightly costlier deaths, and let's see, were we able to get people in for an interview or?
We have time for it, so if people, yeah, I'll just tell them to jump in whenever, and we'll get people to talk. Okay, here they are.
Hello.
Hey, GG.
GG.
Yeah, congratulations, Programmatic, on the victory, and also awesome job,
Thanks.
Flair. You guys were really close. Only about 30 seconds separated you guys, and there was never really an instance where one player really pulled ahead. It was pretty neck and neck the entire time.
Yeah, I was pretty sure this was going to be one of my closest matches in the league. So I earlier today I did some practice runs, and I did 3 practice runs earlier today,
Here they are.
and I don't think a single one of them was sub 32.
Hey, GG.
So I'm very glad I managed to pull this off in the
Congratulations,
race,
Programmatic, on victory,
especially
and,
with
also
the
awesome job,
resort
Flair.
and the temple that I had. Resort
guys
Ridge
were
and
really
temple,
close,
in fact, those were all really bad. And then somehow I got a really good reflection and a really, really good summit, so that made up for a lot of it.
Yeah, it said you couldn't even get a sub 32 in practice, and then, you know, just pulling out a sub 31 in the race when it matters. Very nice.
Yeah.
Do you have like any particular matches that you're really looking forward to? Another like a really like close race that
Yeah, next week I'm against Fish, so that's the other one that I'm a little nervous about, and that one's probably going to be even tougher because we're 1 second apart on the leaderboards now. I PB'd earlier this week, so
oh wow, congrats on that.
I think we're the closest 2 competitors in the entire league, so it's going to be a tough one.
And Flair, how about for you? You got any races you're looking forward to?
Fish as well is basically the only match I have left to break my perfect losing streak.
No, man, you can clutch it out. I think you can clutch it out.
Yeah, definitely. You definitely improved on your times that you were getting in races, so you definitely seem to be getting back into the swing of it.
Yeah, it's just really funny looking at this journal and being, you know, pretty okay with every single thing in this run, and then there's just a 40-second time loss in Ridge for no reason. The Ridge was so bad. I don't know how I I died 3 times, like 3 10-second deaths.
Yeah, the first block room was
I was dying in
pesky.
autoscalers during my practice runs too. I really hate those rooms.
I definitely feel like there was just a de-rusting period that you were working through Flarebear, and it seems like you're getting back into it now.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, we can see some good times come out of you again.
Actually,
I mean-
Flare, was this the best race that you've had in season 2 so far?
Yes.
Yeah.
Being the
Nice.
stats
Yeah,
back,
it's my best time by over 4 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice,
Yeah.
you love to see it.
His best time before this was a 35:26. So.
Okay, and I know those runs had some controller connectivity issues, and didn't seem to have any problems this time around. So
Yeah, I fixed my controller today. Basically, part of the rubber padding that's below the DS4 buttons, my X button was mushy and I had to press it more firmly, and sometimes even then it would still drop inputs. And so I went in and I took like the rubber padding below the buttons and I just flipped it around so that triangle is bad instead of X, because I don't use triangle, and that fixed it. It's
hey,
actually
it works. Very nice.
That's great. Okay.
Yeah.
So I believe we should start to get towards intermission because we're now, want to stay on schedule for the next race.
All right.
So yeah, we got Psyched versus Malay coming up. And get everybody for watching this one.
Yeah,
Thank you too.
GG's getting a programmatic on the win, and yeah, we'll see you guys with more Celeste.